There we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dead Unicorn. Welcome to the Order of the Dead Unicorn. I'm your host, Corey. I'm the Game Master here, and we're playing Legend of the Five Rings, Mask of the Oni. And I bet you're noticing that we all got a Dead Unicorn t-shirts on today.
Except me. I didn't get the memo.
Google gobble, Google gobble.
we-
One of us.
We've been doing this for a year now. Not the L5R game, but the Dead Unicorn games as a whole. So I thought I'd celebrate by getting everybody a Dead Unicorn t-shirt. You can't get these. You can't. Sorry, these are just for us. Maybe when we get enough subscribers, when we are get enough Patreon patrons, we'll have them out for everybody. Mm-hmm. But as of right now,
a second year anniversary.
Maybe for the second year anniversary, right?
Perhaps.
In the meantime,
I helped design the logo.
Yeah, Matt designed the logo. He's an awesome artist. Also, Josh's an awesome artist. And Josh, you do Twitch streams, right?
Yes, I do. I'm available on the Twitch streams every Friday night at 9 from 9 to 3 a.m. in the morning.
And what's your Twitch name?
Twitch.tv/dark98502. There's a story behind that name, but we can cover that later.
I blame World of Warcraft.
I blame the communists.
It's AOL.
Before we go,
Again, blame the communists.
Before we get going, I'd like to thank our patron squires. Right over here, we have Andy Roberts, KMJH386, and Trevor Olson. They help out this channel with their contribution, and we would like to give them a shout out. If you're interested in helping the channel out, please go to the Patreon, and there are special gifts there too that you can get for your contribution. Like game adventures, like Party Crashers, the adventure where goblins crash your party, drink all your alcohol, and then you have to beat them up while they're drunk. It's a blast. And that money goes towards things like, well, if you notice, this isn't my regular setup here. My computer broke down, and it's in the shop, and hopefully it'll be back by next time. But today, I don't think I'll be able to answer comments live. I'd love to, but I have to go back and forth, and I don't have the multiple screens. I'm using my laptop.
He's making it work.
I'm making it work just for you guys. The show must go on.
He's doing it live.
Hook this up with it?
If you want me to
No.
take a look at the live stream,
I can't
would
hook
you
this
like
up.
to cover it?
I thought you said you got a HDMI dongle.
It's coming on Monday.
Oh.
It's coming on Monday.
Oh,
At which
Yeah,
point,
I'm already
hopefully, you
checking
won't
the
even
stream,
need it
by the way.
anymore.
We won't need it anymore, maybe. I don't know. Also, I'm running this off over Wi-Fi instead of a landline, so who knows? The connection may drop at any time.
Fun.
Fun. But hey, no one came here to listen to us gripe about our technical issues. No one cares about that. We care about doing the L5R game. That's what we're here for. So we're going to do a short little update on what happened. Y'all are tracking a Mahosukai.
Maho.
A Maho, yes. A Mahosukai, all up and down the coast of Rokugan.
Mostly down.
Mayonnaise Sukai.
The Mahosukai
Maho.
is Kitsu Sokori.
Stop saying Kitsu.
Stop saying it. It's not a Kitsu. They have tracked it.
Allegedly a Kitsu Sakori.
You and your family pride.
Here.
Allegedly family pride.
So they tracked them all the way down to Clearwater Village, just north of Hida Castle. Let me put a little ping on the map here for y'all. It's right about here. That's where Clearwater Village is. And you're pretty sure that she's now heading here to Daylight Castle. She has stolen some maps of,
The castle and surrounding lands.
yes, of Haruma ancestral lands. From a man named... I gotta get this all back here. From Yusuke Keiji. Yusuke Keiji wants his maps back. You're the guys for the job, and he's been leading you to the wall, and that's where we're gonna pick up. Y'all have made it to the Caillou Wall, unless there's something you needed to do at Caillou at Clearwater Village that we missed.
Already got my bow.
All right.
Yeah, I think we did shopping. I think we got most of it done.
Yeah, I sent my missives out and all my letters.
Oh yeah, did I get my letters sent out? I forgot about that.
Sure, of course. You were at your embassy.
Yeah, Mike. I was sending a letter to the Crane though, so.
Yes, to the person you have a connection to.
Theori.
And I was thinking about sending an apology letter to Hanada, considering how we split off from like after the Topaz Championship. It's like
I don't hate all Crane. Just hate most Crane.
especially the uppity kind. Ugh.
Especially the ones who try to blackmail me. Yeah. You call it uppity. I call it
Blackmail is not our
straight up
problem.
rude.
Hey, we don't even know about it.
Because he didn't confide in us about it.
Oh yeah, because I want to tell everybody else about how I'm being blackmailed by Crane. That's exactly the thing that I want to talk about.
Why not? We must share our feelings.
You must be open, honest even. Otherwise, exit stage left.
The Caillou Wall looms over you. 100 feet of dark stone battlements, readouts, and watchtowers standing between Rokugan and the Shadowlands beyond. You pass by signs of a recent battle as you approach. Wounded crab bushi being tended by healers and shugenja. Barakumen carrying off the dead to be cremated. And yet, more warriors cleaning and repairing armor and weapons. More troops stand guard atop the wall, as the vigil of the crab against the darkness never ends. Suspicious stares follow you as you pass by, until a sentinel, close to the wall, turns to you and barks, "What's your business here?"
We are pursuing Amaho Sukai.
Yeah, you're pursuing a Maho Sukai. Wait a minute. He looks closer at you. That's an Emerald Magistrate badge, isn't it?
Indeed.
You're a long way from home, Phoenix-san. You must... And you're tracking a Maho Sukai all the way here from the House of the Elemental Masters, huh?
Yeah.
Indeed,
It's
from
a-
the Castle of the Emerald Magistrates.
Well, we just can't let you go by. You have to go check in with the Taisa. Hirachiro.
Taisa is a military rank. Similar to Captain.
Yes, it's Captain.
Ah, okay.
All right. Well, we'll take care of all the necessary things in there so we can pass. If you could lead the way or point us in the direction.
Okay. He will escort you to the Taisa commanding the Spear of Dawn Watchtower, which is one of the closest to Shiro Hiruma.
The good news is that I doubt that they'll have us do any paperwork. I mean, the crab. We're not.
Darn, my favorite thing
Maybe
to
just
do.
sign your name in.
If
Keep
it
it
was
simple,
if it was
stupid.
Caillou Lands, then we probably would have some paperwork.
You are
Lots of legal logistics to write up.
you are shuffled into a war room with a table with some a map of the area spread out with little like tokens on it and such.
I take a look at the table. Anything particular? Is it on the wall or is it like outside?
Yeah, it's mainly a map of the wall and the resources spread out on the wall.
Okay. It's not like we're about to do a secret strike on the Scorpion clan.
So, yeah, they wouldn't have shuffled you in there if it was that.
Quick, hide all the papers.
The Taisa is a tall, handsome, surprisingly young, and very different from the usual picture of a Hida brute you might imagine.
Well, given that my only real experience with Hida is with Nozomi, I'd say it pretty much fits.
So he's kind of a beanpole, but his armor fills him out a little. Excuse me. You are Emerald Magistrates?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Only these two.
I'm Komikage, and this is Shiba Inoue. We are both Emerald Magistrates. Togashi Tatsuo, as I'll point to Matt's character, and Hida and Nozomi are accompanying us on this journey. They're assisting us with our investigation.
Well, I'm the Taisa here. Hida Hachiro.
Hachiro.
That's what I
Good
said.
to meet you.
Oh. As for, I hear you're hunting Mahosukai.
This is also true.
Well, this Mahosukai, didn't come through here. In fact, I doubt they could make it past the wall.
She has in her possession ancient scrolls on how to get in and out of Daylight Castle. If this is the case, she may have a more secretive path than overt travel along the wall or through the wall.
And how is she going to do that?
To be honest, I have not seen these maps, so I'm not positive, but I know where her destination lies. And I seek to cut her off before she arrives.
Matt, you have information others don't. Do you remember that information on how she gets there?
Rats! She's got rats everywhere! She travels on a bed of rats! I'm just playing.
Well,
Teleportation.
well, I will go ahead and present the information. I'm pretty sure it would be very abrupt. But
do you remember it at all?
Well, yeah, I wrote it on my notepad. Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna
Then
ignore that sort of
So
information.
please share.
please
Yes.
share it with the rest of the class.
Unless you would prefer to keep it a secret.
No, I don't think so. Well, I'll just go ahead and wait until there's a good moment of silence and press on and say, well, everyone, I have a little bit of information. I did some meditation at the temple, and I was provided with some insight from Lord Togashi, and the visions I was given were of the Mahosukai and minions on her boat traveling up a river into the Shadowlands with the Daylight Castle in the distance. And as it came closer, I saw the heads of giant bipedal rats poke in and out and look over at the scarred and desolate landscape, only to also then hear Lord Togashi's voice saying, even in the depths of the Shadowlands, you will find allies. I'm not entirely too sure how to connect that.
Can I make some kind of history roll for what he's talking about?
No.
No.
Then I look at the Togashi again with a bit of doubt in my eyes, but I don't say anything overtly, not in front of other people.
No offense, Togashi-san, but a vision is hardly convincing.
In his defense, to be honest, his visions have saved our lives before.
You wouldn't happen to have a map of the outside area like showing the wall and perhaps like the river that my vision may have
Sure,
spoken
it's
about?
right there on the map in the
On the table.
on the
Middle of the
table.
room.
On the screen. Yeah, I know. Like I'm just like
No, he has a map on the table there of the area.
Yes. So I personally suspect that she has, which I'm gonna poke on the map, like the area where she entered the Shadowlands, like going around the wall. So she probably wasn't detected by anyone on the wall, but made her way to Daylight Castle using the river as an access point.
So I'm going to
I will
ask
say-
you.
I will say that is a likely route, but if we are quick, we may be able to cut her off before she arrives.
So I'm going to ask you something very specific here.
Okay.
To point out the route she might take and how it's possible, you need to make a seafaring water check. TN2 to convince this guy.
Can I help?
You may.
Anyway. Okay.
And
a
I will
seafarer.
definitely spend a void point for that.
Okay.
To make sure that it's a successful roll.
So you get an extra skill point from. You have seafaring, right? Josh?
Sadly, no, I don't.
Well,
I have 0.
There it is.
But
Sure.
Josh
Trade
does.
skills.
Shiba Noe has seafaring, right?
yes, I do.
Okay, so you'll get an extra skill die from Shiba
Uh-huh.
Noe and an extra ring die from your void.
Okay, and let's see, what's our approach? Should I use? Should
You
I
have to use
produce?
Water.
You have to use water.
Water. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and give it a toss.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I could perhaps use those opportunities to maybe not make a fool of myself while explaining.
Yeah, you can do that. Definitely.
Or what are the other options that you would recommend? Friendly GM.
Help me, Obi-Wan, you're my
Well, you can, for future convincing, I can give you a success to help somebody out in the future. I can give you, somebody else can get a bonus to their next roll.
You know what? Let's do that. I'd rather at least help out my allies over making a fool of myself. I don't care if I lose honor.
Depending
gonna
on how
lose
this
any honor.
depending on how this plays out with the Hida, I might have something to say about what happens afterwards. But I'm gonna let him at least respond to your argument.
Okay. Well, I'm still torn between my first suggestion and the GM suggestion. I would probably go with my suggestion.
This is what I'm gonna give you.
Opportunities.
Okay.
This is what I'm going to give you.
All right.
Instead of giving a bonus to somebody's next check, I'm going to give you a detail that may help you out.
Okay.
As you're explaining all of this, you see a shadow pass by through the walls. The what are they called?
Tatami or not tatami? Shit.
Not
Shoji.
tatami. The
Shoji.
shoji screen. Yeah, you see a shadow pass by the shoji screen, as if somebody is listening in on the conversation.
What does the Hida say in response to him?
He says, "We have people scouting this river. There's no way a Mahosukai could get up there. I'm sorry, but I just don't
Tyson.
see it."
Taisa-san, I understand your trepidation and your lack of resources as I will kind of glance toward the map on the table at this point in time. However, we have credible evidence and have been following this trail quite closely in our investigations. The Emerald Magistrates and the acting Emerald Champion Agasha Sumiko wish to have this investigation resolved peaceably and before any further threat to the Empire is made. I understand that you may not see all of the details of our investigation as of yet, but I must implore you, please help us on our journey so that we might avert what could become a catastrophe.
All right, I'll give you a what kind of check? A courtesy check.
Let's see.
Okay, courtesy water, because I'm trying to be trying to
Per-
charm him into helping, or maybe incite him into providing assistance.
And can I help with that role since I am actually good in courtesy?
Inventive, perceptive approach, grounded approach, precise, subtle, cautious, explosive, balanced.
Man, and I was
Yeah,
really
I
I like
thinking
water
Water.
or earth to me.
Yeah,
And I was-
water.
and I was really thinking about actually putting in a point for seafaring.
You
Oh,
can
well.
do
And
either
if you-
water or earth. If you want to do water, you can do water.
Okay, I'd like to do water.
Okay,
I'm a little
TN
better at
TN
water.
is going to be 3.
And can I still assist because I have a courtesy skill of 2?
Yes. You get an extra
He-
skill die from the
He knows.
monk.
He knows my status. Is there any bonus to having him know that I'm actually a magistrate?
Nope.
Okay.
No sense of social credibility.
I didn't know if status still contributed to that kind of thing, or glory or something like that. Okay. So you said you're helping, and do you have courtesy?
Yes, I have 2 ranks in
So-
courtesy.
Alrighty, here's my attempt. Wish me luck, guys.
Good luck. That looks
Luck.
good.
Yeah, that's pretty good luck. All right, so I'll take the 3 successes because that's what I need to succeed.
And you'll take the strife.
And I will absorb 4 points of strife from him so that I can ease his burden in knowing that we are doing the right thing.
Oh, that's nice. Unfortunately, you do not have any opportunity. That would have gotten you a crab escort.
Well, shuckardoos. I didn't have that great of a roll.
He's like, well, you are Emerald Magistrates. I can't really stop you if you're doing an investigation. But I need to warn you. The Shadowlands are not the place for the faint of heart. Not for those with a weak willpower. You can and will fall to the Shadowlands if you are not careful. You need to be well supplied. So you should speak to our quartermaster, Yusuke Ippei.
Yusuke K.
Yusuke Pay.
Yusuke Ippei. And
It's Dawn Spear of Dawn Tower is what we're at.
Spear of the Dawn Watchtower.
it's Dawn Watchtower. Spear of Dawn Watchtower.
Watchtower. Okay.
If you're going to Daylight Castle, Haruma Shiro, I would go speak to Kayuriku too, if you want to know more about that area.
Excellent. Thank
That
you.
sounds
Caillou Ryu.
wise.
You said
Rico.
Rico.
Kayuriko.
Go.
Is she an engineer or just a scout?
No, she's an engineer. She can tell you about the castle.
Excellent. Hida-san, I want to thank you graciously for your offers of assistance and your willingness to allow us to continue our investigation.
Look, I know you guys have a job to do, but so do I. If any of you fall on the other side, that's one more samurai we have to fight later. So, make sure that you...
Don't die.
Not only that, make sure the people that are with you are confident and knowledgeable.
I hate to ask this of you, as I understand the crab are continually taxed by your ongoing efforts against the Shadowlands. However, are there are there perhaps any Ronin who serve on the wall who might be expendable and allowed to travel with us into the Shadowlands?
Interesting. Make a... What kind of skill would this be?
Sounds like
Please don't be
Courtesy
commerce. Please don't be
again.
commerce.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's
Yep.
courtesy. Make a courtesy roll.
Anyway, I can assist on that one too.
To be honest,
Um,
I think the person who could help most would be the Hida.
I think this is courtesy fire.
courtesy fire. Okay.
Courtesy.
I'm debating whether I should spend a void point on this. I think it's worth it. Okay, I'll spend a void. And here we go. Split out. Oh, that's a
Ooh.
pretty damn good roll.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that explosive success, and that's a explosive ring. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
and you get to keep up to 4 dice.
Okay, so that's 1, 2. I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep all 3 of the successes, which gives me a base of 4 successes and 1 opportunity, and I'll keep an extra opportunity. So 4 successes and 2 opportunity.
4 successes and 2 opportunity.
Yes.
One,
I could use those opportunities to enrage him, but I feel like that's a bad idea.
I'm like enraging a crab.
However, I could use an opportunity to. Oh wait, no, that's only if I'm using commerce. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
He says there are certainly some Ronin I can recommend to you, but they do cost money. They don't
course.
work for free.
Especially those who would look to put their lives on the line entering the Shadowlands, I'm sure.
With the opportunity, because you did 2 opportunity, you said?
Opportunity, yeah.
Let me think here.
You get the best for half off.
Probably not. This guy probably isn't setting the terms for the Ronin's commitment.
Exactly.
You might be able to point out some really well experienced Ronin who have been in the Shadowlands before, rather than
That's what I'm thinking of. He'll probably go ahead and find you. Well, but he'll actually stop and he'll ask, "Are you looking for more experienced samurai that might cost a little more? What's your price range?" And I can pick the people that can fit into that. It's me.
It's our internet.
Singular Ronin.
Oh,
For a short
It came
period.
we're
back.
back.
Like I said, my internet's going to be dropping off and coming back. Yep.
Oh, you couldn't hear me?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear any of
So
that.
I said I'm willing to put in at least 4 koku out of my own coffers to ensure that we get an experienced Ronin. However, I'm not sold that will be enough to cover the costs of even 1 Ronin. But I will kind of look over to the rest of the group and say,
I'll help.
Is this dealing with commerce? Because I put in a point in commerce, so I don't know if that
well,
would.
this would be putting into a point of commerce. This would be a point of commerce in talking directly to the Ronin. Perhaps we will haggle them down. But
Yeah.
right now, this is a heat asking us how much money are we willing to spend so that he can marshal the troops up and get us good recruits.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, without knowing,
The average
what
price
the
of a
going
Ronin.
rate would be, we can't really say whether
So-
we're
so
looking
think about it
for
this
a
way.
low-priced or high-priced
They're-
person.
Their stipend. Most Ronin don't get a stipend, right? They're not getting paid by anyone unless they're like signed into a mercenary group or are serving a particular lord for a certain task. So their premium is much higher than that of a regular samurai who would be required by his lord to go and do something, right? So the amount of koku that they're paid to do a job usually depends on how dangerous that job is. Considering we're asking somebody to go into the Shadowlands, it's a pretty dangerous proposition.
Yeah,
but
I have no idea how much this money is worth.
Oh yeah. Well, koku is enough to feed somebody for a year. That's the going rate of a koku, is enough to feed an average person for a year. That's the concept behind a koku. So if that's the case, offering one koku is enough to feed a ronin basically a basic, millet meal.
Rice,
every day.
actually. Koku is based on rice.
Well, it is rice, but I would imagine that
they may get more of their bang out of their buck by eating millet over rice.
Probably. But if you that being said, that's a basic one person one koku for rice for a year basically. That's not necessarily saying that they're willing to risk their lives for a year's worth of rice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can pool koku, if anything.
4 koku might, like I said, Sealy, my thought would be 4 koku would probably be enough to hire one ronin to go onto an excursion, maybe for a couple weeks. I don't know personally, and my Coma wouldn't either, how much it would take to get like a small retinue of people to join us to make sure that we're protected should we go into Shadowlands. Especially people who know. What I'm looking for is getting people who are experienced enough to know what to look for in the Shadowlands. Because save for the Hida, none of us have ever been anywhere near the Shadowlands or anything coming close to what hell is. You know what I mean? The Hida's actually been forced to be in the Shadowlands at some point or another when she was going through her Genpuku. To be even selected to the Topaz Championship, she probably had to have been in the Shadowlands multiple times. So she probably knows what's up. We do not.
No.
So my Coma's like thinking we should probably have some people other than the Hida to be able to make sure that we know what's going to happen and can be at our backs and we can trust. So here's the other part. What is it going to cost to gain their trust so that we can trust them at our backs? Because these are also Ronin, and most samurai, like Lion, have a pretty high respect for Ronin. Most other clans, save for maybe Crab, have no respect for Ronin. Ronin will only get you as far as how much koku you put in their pocket. So for a Phoenix and a Dragon, you probably have far less respect or consideration for Ronin as a Lion or a Crab would, because Lion often field armies filled with Ronin, and same with the Crab. The Crab will offer Ronin spots on the wall if they're willing to put in the work and go through the hell of dealing with the Shadowlands.
KMJH actually said all the Mochi a Ronin can handle, as well as should Sengoku Jidai be called the Mochi Wars?
Good question.
No, my character doesn't necessarily judge people based on like their status, like just on their the content of their character.
But most Ronin are expected to not have much content of their character, otherwise they'd be a part of the. They're outside the Celestial Order. They're not a part of the clan. They're not a part of a family. Many of them are dishonored or thought to be dishonorable. It's up to you each individually on how your character would respond to a Ronin, but know that your clans are predisposed to be not in favor of Ronin. Put it that way.
Well, on what KM just said, I would just like to point out that if the carpenter wall was made instead of stone, it was made of mochi, it would be much better at defending the Shadowlands because everything would just bounce right back.
Or just get stuck in it.
Just get stuck.
Why is my arm going
It would also be much more delicious.
Doesn't mochi also have like a really high caffeine content?
Caffeine?
No. It's just made as glutinous rice. So that's all mochi is. It's just pounded until the point to where it just becomes sticky and
gooey.
And it tastes delicious.
Interesting.
Anyway, I'm willing to put up 3 koku.
One, since I didn't get much.
Well, I'm giving up all my koku. I'm willing to put in all 4 of the koku
Okay,
that I
that's
Yeah,
4,
I'll
5,
eat.
6, 7, 8, 8 koku.
I'll put
Dragon?
in mine because I want to get out alive, and I want my friends to get out alive too.
Oh, my character is totally expecting to die on this mission. That's why he sent off his last requests and gave his best to his former lover.
Matt,
Lover.
how much
I'll,
koku?
I'll put, like, I believe I have 4.
Check your
I
list.
think. I was given 3 koku, and I had 1 more left from my previous journeys, so 4 koku. So I'm betting
that makes
everything
12.
for the best of the best.
Okay, that makes 12 koku.
Wow.
We're willing to put up 12 koku. He's like, I got a crab.
Crab battle.
Hachiros will take the koku and
mean-
say, "I will get you. I will get you a good deal of several Ronin that can help you out in the Shadowlands."
Arigato.
Thank you.
We're very
Oh.
appreciative of the crab's hospitality.
Okay. He says, "Now, if you excuse me, I have some work to do, and I'm sure you'll want to talk to the others around here to get supplies and information."
Yes,
Of course, there are many people that we must confer with. We appreciate your time.
I bow
Let's
deeply.
see.
Okay. So there are 2 people.
Kayuriko or Yusuke Ippei?
Yusuke Ippei, the quartermaster, or Kayuriku, the engineer.
I think we need. Well, oh shit, we just gave up all of our koku. I was gonna say we should
Not me.
probably talk to the quartermaster.
I
But
have some koku.
I don't
just-
have any money to pay for rings of or fingers of jade anymore.
KMJ says, "Lol, the impenetrable Mochi wall of the Crab Clan." And Trevor Olson says, "Now I'm craving mochi."
Well, Whole Foods has those like mochi ice cream things.
The addiction begins.
And like every Asian grocery shop.
I love the strawberry ones.
Oh, that's.
Oh, the pistachio ones are good too. Ooh.
I'm still needing to get used to the red bean paste. That's an acquired taste for
I
me.
like that.
Okay, Corey,
Yes.
knock 1 koku off of that list because I'm gonna keep at least 1 so I can at least afford a finger of jade because we were told we're going to need jade.
Okay.
Oh, I
11.
thought we were gonna have jade provided to us.
We may not. And on the off chance that we
Maybe.
don't, I want to make sure that I'm able to afford a finger of jade, which costs 1 koku.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do the same too. So we'll probably have to knock it down to 10 koku, so that way even I can get some.
10
jade
koku
as
is
well.
still a lot of koku, so hopefully we should still be able to get a couple.
I'm gonna say no. You can't do that. You gave your money away.
I give you one of my koku then,
Thank you.
for whoever. The commerce miser in me was like,
Well, maybe you should hold on to the koku then.
Hold on to it.
Since you have
We'll
commerce,
see what
maybe
happens.
you should hold on to the koku and then you make the deal for supplies because you might be able to cover the cost better. And I will actually
So,
contribute the rest of my money to you because
I
if you're
did
gonna
not
do the
give
supplies,
all of my money, and I have a second finger of jade.
so I'll give you another boo and 5 zenny, which is all the rest of the money that I have, in order to assist you in procuring supplies. I think
Okay.
that's a fair trade. If you want, I also have some extra weaponry that we probably won't be able to make use of in the Shadowlands. Maybe. Then again, it's probably not a good idea to get rid of weapons when you're going into hell.
Yeah,
But
Always
if we want
have a
extra money, I do have a lot of it. Like, I'm a walking armory at this point.
whatever helps. I don't keep much on me, so.
I think we should talk to Caillou Rico first and get an idea for what we're going into before we see the quartermaster.
I agree. I did get information from the Cooney that we spoke to, but having a Caillou's perspective will probably be pretty unique. So having that would probably help.
Okay. You ask around and you find Caillou Riku. She is right now. She is guiding samurai. Or I'm sorry, she's guiding.
She's
not
giving
samurai.
a tour.
She's not guiding samurai. She's guiding workers in putting up scaffolding around a crack in the wall. And she's barking orders, and, you know, she's basically trying to repair a foundation problem. Repairing this, it's not like a huge crack in the wall. It's like,
A little crack.
it's like cracks that are forming up through the bricks, that are offsetting them just slightly. And she's getting ready to fix all of this.
Okay, well, she's obviously in the middle of doing something very important, so
Wait
I
for
won't.
her to have a moment.
Yeah, I won't immediately overtly call for her attention, but I will make our presence known, and wait for her response
Okay.
patiently.
After a little bit, she turns to you guys and says, "What are you doing here? You're in the way."
We were sent by your Taisa, Hira Hachiro. He said that we might be able to find information with you about Daylight Castle.
Yeah, as you can see, I don't have time.
Well, we're Emerald Magistrates about to head out into the Shadowlands, and whatever time you can spare will certainly be of use.
Emerald Magistrates, huh? Make a command check to
Okay.
use your Emerald Magistrate.
Ooh, I know you've got a little bit of that.
Oh, I got a good
How
amount
many
of
times
that.
have you used that? Yeah.
I use that all the time. Would you say a fire check?
You can make. Is that what you're going to use? Fire? Because it doesn't
Yeah.
sound like you're being forceful on this. It sounds like you're being polite.
Yeah, I mean, I could also use water if you want to say more. I'm taking a more polite approach.
Okay. Well,
Um,
I'm just going by what you're role playing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I agree that if you're reading that as being a more polite approach, then yeah, water would be more.
I mean, guys, was Tarek being forceful or was Tarek being polite?
He was being pretty polite.
Yep.
Polite.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well,
Well, those skill die went down the shithole.
yeah. Oddly enough, okie dokie.
Okay.
Well, that's one success and two opportunity.
Okay. So
So you tried to squawk orders, but you wound up sounding like a chicken.
no, she just doesn't care about politeness. She cares about results, and she cares about getting to the point. She seems a bit gruff. She says, "All right, you have 1 minute. One. Starting now. What do you want?"
As I said, we are looking to go to Daylight Castle. We are in Emerald Magistrates seeking to investigate claims of a Meosukai attempting to potentially summon up an Oni at Daylight Castle, and we were trying to head her off before such calamity befalls us.
Okay, here we go. There were 2 Oni that were at Daylight Castle during its fall. There was the Ma. He was the general of the Shadowlands forces. If that's the Oni that's going to be summoned, everyone's dead. Everyone. This thing is vicious, large, and it... So let's hope it's not that. The second one is Atsumari no Oni. It has something to do about taking souls. Not quite sure about this, but there was a ritual, a shugenja of some sort. She was able to basically deny its souls somehow. Don't know the entire story on that. You're gonna have to figure that out for yourself. Anyways, thanks for the conversation. I need to get back to work.
Thank you for your time.
With the 2 opportunity, you notice that you feel like a presence, like someone else is around here kind of listening in, but you're not sure who, where, or what's happening, where it's happening from.
Anyway, we could search out that individual.
I don't want to draw attention to the fact that I've identified that somebody's been following us, but I will thank the Caillou for her assistance, and I will turn to the rest of the before us. Yuski K.
Ike? I thought it was Ipe.
No, Ike.
No, Ipe.
Ipe with a P?
Yes, with a double P.
Oh, I thought you said Ike.
Ipe.
Okay.
Sort of like Yippee, but without Y.
No.
I thought it was with an E. IPE.
I thought it was EK.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was Ike at first
No,
too.
Ipe. Ipe. Ipe.
Doesn't matter. We've got the spelling now.
Get out of here, you yuppie!
Kind of. Good enough.
KMJH says, I'd say polite with an edge of force.
Yeah, I thought I was kind of being forceful in a polite way, but I was trying to be forceful and saying you got to listen to us because we're Emerald Magistrates. And,
So-
that's not as like polite. I wasn't like a
Matt.
excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna do Josh. Shiba Noe is kind of trailing behind the rest of you. As you're walking along the wall to where the Cordmaster is. And there's a woman kind of sitting down, and as you pass, she gets up and she gets in your way. She looks like the Cooney witch hunter you've seen before. She's got that face paint on.
Yeah.
She has graying hair though, and her face paint seems strange and particularly off-putting. The lurid colors are lopsided and smeared. She looks at you and says, "I've seen you before, young man. In the humido."
Bad touch, bad touch.
I need an adult. I am an adult.
I am an adult.
Okay. Excuse me, ma'am. There's somewhere I need to be. Guys, and I just kinda,
Yes,
like,
of
shout
course
out.
there's somewhere you need to be. I've seen it in the stars. I know your fate. Where are you going again?
You would know if you saw my fate.
Oh, yes, the kami whisper to me. They say little secrets that only I can hear.
I see. I presume that you speak with air kami then?
I can speak with the colors of the wind. Ooh.
But can you paint with them?
No! Wind does not paint! Whoever said that was a fool. You can only speak in colors.
And that's a difficult thing to do.
Just around the river.
Not for me.
Did anyone, when I called them out, did anyone hold up?
Yeah, I held up.
Yeah, if I heard you, I'll, look around.
And it's like, who is this kooky lady?
I'm assuming you know their fates as well then?
The demons lurk ever closer to the fallen fortress, hungry for souls. It only awaits the keys. The three that she gathers, the dreamers will awaken and then be saved or damned. From amid the ruined stone, the doom of the world will spread.
That's what we're trying to prevent.
And I'm thinking, this sounds either very important or completely insane.
The
I
doom.
vote
The
for
doom of
both.
the world. All of it.
So let me ask.
It awaits the keys. The
keys?
keys. When the dreamers will awaken, yes, they will be saved or damned. Ooh, and that's the doom, the doom, the doom, the doom, the doom. Yeah.
Who are the dreamers?
Is she wearing Crab Clan clothes?
Oh yeah, she's wearing Kuni makeup.
And Kuni makeup.
Kuni-san.
She looks at you, that demon lurks. For
Amongst
the fallen
ourselves?
fortress, it's hungry, it hungers. I can feel it, I saw it in a dream.
You speak of Atsumari no Oni.
Names, what's in a name? Only the kami can speak of those names.
Tell me more.
Doom is coming, doom.
What are
How do we
these
prevent such
keys?
It's the 3 keys. She wants them, I saw her. She searches every night and day through the fortress.
She's searching for keys.
The demon sees it. He looks through the eyes of our leader.
Can you be more specific?
Fallen
The
though
leader?
he may be, once upon a time he was the general.
Once upon a time.
The crab general?
A king upon the throne, now a king in shackles.
Our emperor?
And now, lost. But
We
the
will do our
souls are
best.
safe, the souls are dreaming. And when they return, their fate is on the side of a coin. And that will speak doom to the world. Doom.
We will.
And now I'm picturing
She starts walking
Invader
off.
Zim.
She starts walking off and just starts mumbling to herself. Yes, it could happen that way. It could be the salvation, but no, it will be the doom. Those 4, they're nobody.
Have a nice day. I bow and I'm actually thinking, like, deciphering everything in terms of, the kami and
I look over at everybody and I go, she's speaking about history.
I know. And
Yes.
she's speaking of kami and souls and a general.
The question is, how much of it is true and how much is
Skewed.
symbolism?
Well, even symbolism still points out what may happen. She says a lot of mays and possibilities, which means that
We can take
everything that
warnings,
we've
but not
done-
guarantees.
exactly.
There was
But that
there
means-
was a man named Kuni Osaku. He was the one who bound the demon in the first place.
it sees.
He was the one to protect the Crablands.
And now he's on the throne.
I do not think that this is the same person that she speaks of, but
We never know. We may
The
never know.
the Kuni that you speak of, he held the maw off by creating a giant wall of water.
exactly.
You mean she?
Oh, I thought it was
Oh,
a she.
Yeah, she.
No, that was a he.
No, it was a he. Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, I
remember.
thought you said.
Hold on.
Fact check.
Um,
Oh, that's the Shugenja.
Osaku.
Yes, the one that stayed for 2 months and rose
Died
the water
died from exhaustion.
to protect from them all.
Okay, so we might be dealing with a very
But
powerful.
if she's talking about the king was
Yeah,
at that
Osaku
time-
is a
Someone else.
Osaku is a woman ending her ritual.
Ah,
But that's
and then-
that's
and then
she only fought the maw.
I know
But then she started talking about the king and the throne.
the king and the throne. Well, at the
Once on a
time
throne,
of the,
now in
of,
shackles.
of this battle, it was Hida and Hida Arasi, who was the son of Hida. Hida Arasi was lost in the Shadowlands, never returned.
Which means he might have fallen.
I do not know. There's not much history to be learned after he disappeared into the Shadowlands. I remember reading about this history when I was young.
Well,
The Coma libraries are quite vast.
I'm also keeping a small ounce of skepticism, but at the same time, you know, if they're in the same garb as the witch hunter, I don't discredit it either. So
I'm sure many Kuni have seen the horrors of the Shadowlands, and it has weighed on their minds quite heavily. But that being said, I am not one to doubt the. I am not one to doubt the warnings of a Kuni when we are about to walk into the Shadowlands.
indeed, especially one that whispers of the kami learning through the kami.
Well, Kuni are Shugenja.
Hence why I take it more to heart.
We must be off.
Of
There's
course.
much preparation still to make.
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Okay, you go see the quartermaster, Ipe. He is a furtive man with oily skin, scraggly beard, and staring eyes.
Is he a pixie? A pygmy? I'm sorry, a pygmy. The furtive pygmy.
Now the
He's-
one that held off the maw,
Kuni Osaku.
it wasn't she a crane?
He's
No, it was a
talking to
Kuni.
a guy as you guys walk in. He gives him a bag. He's like, "Yeah, okay. You take care. Take care of your mates too. Yeah." And they part ways. And then he turns to you guys. "Hello there. How can I help you?"
Hello.
Well,
I hope
We're
you've had a good day so far. You've eaten your rice.
mm-hmm. Well, we're looking to see if we can gather some supplies before.
Well,
I zip my mouth shut, and I just smile.
I'm Yusuke Pei. I'm the quartermaster. If you're looking for supplies,
Mhm.
You're not Crab though, except for her. What's going on here? Why are you here?
We are Emerald Magistrates, and we are going to be heading through. We are actually taking care of an investigation and chasing after Mahosukai.
Yeah.
And
She seems
We
to be
are
headed toward
interested.
Daylight Castle, so we're gonna have to go inside the Shadowlands.
Oh. That sounds like a daunting proposition. Unfortunately, all of this stuff is for Crab on the Wall. So, right now, all my books are filled. This stuff is spoken for. So, I'm very sorry about that.
Well, is there any way we could make any deals of any off items, especially?
Well, I can be open to some non-standard arrangements.
I
How
like
important
I
it
quickly
is
ask
for us to not
Kamikage,
die out there.
Didn't we get permission to gather supplies from this gentleman? From what was that guy's station again? The captain.
I
Tyson.
pull out
Tyson,
my
yeah, the
fan and
captain.
I lean into you and whisper it into your ear, and go, "It would seem this Yasuki has other ideas." And then I lean back and put my fan away.
Ah.
We can come to some sort of arrangement if that would suit your fancy.
Depends on what you're offering. Look, I'll tell you what I need. You see all this stuff around here?
Mm-hmm.
Garbage. Trash.
What do you have
You're
that's
giving
not
out trash?
trash?
The wall, they only have weapons. They only have armor. They only have jade. There's nothing good here. There's no good wine. There's no good tea. There's no spices in your food. There's nothing around here. I'd like to have a better trade.
Okay.
Well, I do have some pretty good tea.
Yeah, that tea's only going to last a little while. I'm looking for a way out. You're Emerald Magistrates, right? You, Hida-san. That's a fancy sword you got there. You know Hida Kasada? No, I'm sorry. You know Hida Uishi? You can talk
That's
to her.
Kasada's daughter.
Get me a better place. Right? She'll listen to you. You seem to have some pull there.
Who is that?
Hida Oushi is your clan champion. And the daimyo of the
Oshi
Hida...
is the daughter of the daimyo, of the Hida family daimyo.
Is it Kasada is the daimyo right now?
Kasada is the champion, yeah.
Yeah,
and
okay.
then
He says
Oshi is his daughter.
He says-
Somebody that I might reasonably be able to convince of anything.
You can talk to Hida Kasada.
I will pull out my fan and whisper into the Hida's ears and go, "What he does not realize will not hurt him."
I'll see what I can
I
do
guess
to
I can put
get
in a
some
good
pull.
word.
Oh no, I need assurances.
You need assurances.
I need something better than that.
Okay.
Can you not do this for me? I mean, look, I gotta use these all of this gear for the people on the wall.
Let's see.
I'll tell you what. You go think about it. I got more work to do. And he'll shuffle you out of his area.
I guess I would use shallow waters then.
Oh, okay. What's that do?
When activated, you make a social skill water check targeting a character, and you may spend opportunity as follows: 1 opportunity, learn one of the material items or worldly experiences your target desires, and 2 opportunity, learn your target's ninja.
Okay.
So,
Now that I think about it, maybe I should also use Ebisu's Blessing. Laborers recognize you as a kindred spirit, and characters with status 30 or less are innately trusting of you unless you give them reason to belong.
That might have really worked against the Caillou, but I doubt it's going to work against the Yasuki.
Yeah. I got 2.
You got 2. How many successes did you need?
He needed opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would just need to.
what kind of roll is this? What was the thing you were using?
A social skill water check.
No, I mean
Shallow waters.
It's shallow waters is the shuji.
Shuji.
It's whenever he's
Thank
doing a
you.
social skill check.
Shuji.
Yeah, whenever he's doing a social skill check against somebody that uses the water ring as his approach, he can spend opportunity to find out more information about them.
Got it.
But I got no opportunity.
Yeah, that's something you use while you're doing social checks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm about
So-
to.
I'm new to Shuji, so.
It's all right.
So he kind of shuffles you guys out.
I will like put up a finger to the rest of the group and say, give me a moment. I'm going to speak with the Yasuki.
Okay, you go back in to speak to the Yusuke, and outside, y'all notice there's a guy out in the hallway.
Okay.
The rest of you. He's a lean, wiry man with dark, knowing eyes, wearing a scorpion kimono. And I'm gonna say he has a silk mask because it doesn't talk about his mask. He should have a mask.
Unless
And
he's a,
it doesn't
he
say
might
he's
be
not
a,
wearing one.
They're
he
all
might
wearing
be
one.
a Junshin. He might not have a mask.
Well,
What is a Junshin?
Hello,
Junshin
Scorpion.
is- Scorpion who
honorable
doesn't wear masks.
scorpion.
All
As
right.
far as anybody else knows, they're just Scorpion that don't wear masks.
They're kind of weird.
I kind of just call out to the Scorpion.
He gives you a slight bow. Hello. I'm
Hello.
Bayushi Tsubasa. Welcome to the Carpenter Wall.
The
Thank
hell are
you.
you doing here, Scorpion?
You're not there.
I know.
You're inside.
It's unusual to
That would
see
be
a
my character's
scorpion
first
here.
response was like, "How the fuck did you get here?"
Right. What brings you to the wall?
Well, the crab are very adamant about making sure that every clan helps with the defense of the wall. The defense against the Shadowlands, because if the Shadowlands come into Rokugan, we're all at danger. Unfortunately, this place is bleak and dire, and no one wants to be here, least of all me, and certainly not that man in there. Me and him, we have a repertoire.
Okay.
Are you sure that's repertoire or
Oh,
is it
yeah.
rapport?
A rapport,
Rapport.
that's right. We have a rapport. We have a rapport.
I see. Well, we were actually just trying to get some supplies so we can go continue our investigation.
Yes, I've heard you are hunting a Maho Tsukai. Your stories have traveled quite far, actually.
I see. Well, apparently, despite that fact, he wants to live a lavish lifestyle, despite the fact that he might lose his life for that lifestyle. But that's neither here nor there.
Poor Yusuke-san. He can't see the forest through the trees, of course.
I see.
But me, I'm always willing to help some heroes be heroic.
At what cost?
To be a part of the story, of course.
Ah,
You look for
so
glory.
for the
I see.
glory.
I was-
Of course, yes.
I was saying, good fucking question. At what cost? Never accept a Scorpion's help without asking at what cost. Sorry, I'll mute myself again.
Well, I started learning from your treatment of scorpions, so I learned to be a bit more cautious.
Look, the more glorious we are, the more stories we add to our name. The better positions we get in life.
Well, we
And
are traveling with a lion bard.
to be instrumental in bringing down a Maho Tsukai, a danger to the entire empire. Well, now that would be a nice feather in my cap.
Indeed.
If if you were willing to aid us, we'd be more than willing to.
So it's supplies that you need.
Precisely.
I'll make sure you get those supplies. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kage, what are you doing with this Yusuke? He's in there. He goes over to another crab and he just starts bantering with that guy.
I walk back in and go, Yasuki-san, perhaps the Emerald Magistrates might take an interest in your position, should you assist in their investigations.
The Emerald Magistrates. Oh, a position perhaps at the Palace of the Emerald Magistrates? That sounds lovely.
It would be indeed. I can guarantee you it is a fine place to work. Many crab work there and find it to be quite agreeable with their constitution.
So what kind of guarantee can you give me at Crab Palace? At the Emerald Champions Palace?
Well, it is obvious that you do not know myself or Shiba Inoue and our reputation.
No, I don't, and that's what worries me.
Well, if only you were more informed. You see, myself and Shiba Inoue have worked alongside Agasha Sumiko, the acting Emerald Champion, for quite some time now. In fact, our journey brought us here to Crablands on her request directly, something she gave us the opportunity to endeavor toward, rather than a more experienced or well-trusted magistrate in her employ.
This is going to be air sincerity?
It's not really a sincerity skill.
No.
Isn't sincerity basically
Courtesy,
like
culture.
seeing what somebody else is saying?
Hold
Yeah, that would
on.
be more sentiment, but
Sentiment, yeah.
sentiment is if you're trying to read somebody else.
Oh, Duggery.
As long as he believes that I have pull with Agasha Sumiko, that's what's important. And my whole offer is going to hinge on the fact that we need to survive long enough to get out of the Shadowlands, and we can't do that if we don't have provisions.
I'm going to say this is... You know what? Let's make this government air.
Government air? Okay.
Interesting.
I will spend my last void. And
Basically using it as trick.
Talking is hard.
well, good thing is I know government. I'm not great at government, but I at least have a skill rank in government. I'm looking to see if there's anything else that I can do to add to this role, and I don't think there really is, unfortunately. Most of my benefits are for fire and earth. Okie dokie. Looks like that's it. So here's the roll. Good. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Come on, dice
Roll
gods.
on, you
Yeah.
roll.
Did it do it?
I don't see it. There it is.
There we go.
that
Oh
is
my
such a
God.
bad
Oh,
roll.
fucking great.
It's a really bad luck.
Oh,
Three
And
extra
five on top of
blanks.
that. Ow.
wow, the dice gods
I
are
guess I'll
against
keep
us
the
this time.
opportunity.
That's what I think about your dice.
Yep. It was worth a shot.
Yeah, it was.
So he says, Agasha Sumiko, So you haven't worked under Doji Satsume, which
Satsume
means you're new. I don't know if you have the seniority to pull this off, but you have balls. Unfortunately, they don't help in this room. At this point, a scorpion walks in. He walks right up next to you. He He bows slightly. Oh, Lion-san. Let me introduce myself. I'm Bayushi Tsubasa.
Bayushi Tsubasa.
Yes. I'm acquainted with your friends outside.
Cause I got friends on the other side. He's got
In
friends
fact-
on the other side.
I think your friends might want to speak with you. You should go talk to them.
I look suspiciously at both him and the Yusuke for a moment before I give a small nod and turn to leave the room.
He turns to the Yusuke and says, those favors that you owe me, I think it's time they've come due. As you walk out the door.
I look at the rest of you and go, what did you agree to?
He wanted glory. And I made sure to be a bit suspicious of a scorpion, as you once did. He wanted glory of being a part of our story of taking down Amahosukai.
Of course he does. Why would any scorpion be assigned to the wall?
Oh,
So
you know
he-
how it is. Everyone has to be represented here.
So
I've
they
yet to see a lion here, or a crane for that matter.
That doesn't mean they're not here.
Well,
I'm
he said he
suggesting that a scorpion would not so lightly send another scorpion to the wall
they
without
don't
good
want to be
reason.
here. Neither the person who's
Imagine-
trying to
I
supply.
can imagine he would not. He's looking for goodwill amongst his clan, if nothing else.
Of course.
But we need our supplies, and I thought that was number one.
Yeah,
So
The
I,
Yusuke stonewalled me.
I mean,
He's
what
looking
do you
for something far
expect for
greater
us to
than we
go
can do.
beat up the quartermaster? We'd be tossed out on our ears in a second.
that's why I had to do what I thought was right because of the factor that we weren't getting anywhere with the quartermaster.
I'm not saying you were wrong just yet. I'm just saying that I would never trust that a scorpion would lead us down a road that did not come back asking for 3 times what he put in.
And I expect that. That's why I accepted the factor of just getting glory. And I know there's much more to it. And I'm pretty sure that he's going to make some pull so we can get what we need. And then we can prepare ourselves for what the aftermath is after.
How did
So we
he
can-
know what we were looking for?
I'm sorry?
How did he know what we were looking for?
Apparently our
The door
what we're doing is far and wide.
The door opens. Suspicion does not become you, Lion-san. We are all, after all, loyal servants of the Empire. We only wish to do what's best for the land in our own ways. Even Yusuke-san in there, he feels his talents would be better suited somewhere else. And he wants to do that for the Empire, of course.
I'm sure many
Of
wish their talents
course.
could be used more effectively. We cannot begrudge everyone who sees it as such.
Well, I tried to do my part. Here's the supplies you needed for a 3-day trip into the Shadowlands. 3 days to Haruma Castle and 3 days back. We have food, water, and...
We? Are you coming with us?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, of course I'm not going with you.
That's what I thought.
That would be silly. No, you are much better prepared for this journey than I. Though, heroic I may be in my small role here, helping you in your quest. Be it known that Bayushi Tsubasa also helped in bring down the Mahosukai.
Ah. Personally, I thought your involvement would have been a little more direct, but I understand that giving us our supplies was necessary, so thank you.
Well, you're
It
very welcome.
was a pivotal thing.
Lion-san, you are a bard, are you not?
I am an Emerald Magistrate, but I was trained amongst the Bard College.
Oh, I would hope that you would be grateful for the service that I put forward here, and would hopefully tell others of what happened using your renowned skill.
I'm sure that our reports will be quite detailed about the generosity.
Oh, reports, yes. I was hoping for something a little more dramatic.
What
You
would
know,
you wish me to...
that's a coma flare. The laughter, the tears, the drama.
I see.
I can
I
see
look
you
over at the
appreciate
Sheba
the
and
arts.
for a moment I look over at the Sheba and the dragon.
I'm smiling.
I see my skills would come of great use as I turn to the scorpion and go, of course.
Ah,
Certainly the bards will sing songs about how Bayushi Sugasu assisted in bringing down a great threat to the Empire.
Was that wrong name on purpose?
no, he said Bayushi Subasa, right?
He said
Mhm.
like Sugasai.
He said Sugasu, like in a joking manner, like in a very
Okay.
heavily sarcastic, like, yes, Bayushi Sugasu. It's like,
No.
oh,
He
Yeah,
says,
I said it flatly to be sarcastic, but it's obvious to me that he wants his name to live on, and
no.
he wants the lion to do so.
It's very. I understand. You may not hear as well as I hear. Subasa.
Ah, Subasa.
I
I'll
mean-
ensure that the tales are told.
Unless you don't want these supplies.
It rolls off the tongue. Don't you think, Kage-san?
I'm sure that
I mean-
history will remember Tsubasa for his grand heroicism and uncanny ability
It's,
to provide the
It's-
necessary resources.
of course, the sacrifices that I make for the Empire.
Of course.
But
I did use resources in helping you on this.
of course.
Yes,
I mean-
our lion friend heard him say, I need to call in those favors you owe me.
I mean, Lion-san, you seem, and I hate to make an accusation, but you seem positively ungrateful.
Oh, I am grateful indeed. I am simply taxed by the knowledge of what grand risk we set out upon. Should I survive, you can be guaranteed that the generosity you have shown me will be repaid.
I love the lion spirit.
It is unbreakable.
I wish you a safe journey, for if you do not succeed, I do not succeed, and the Empire is worse for it.
Agreed.
Thank you,
Thank you again for
Bayushi-san.
your generosity.
Domo arigato.
Let us hope that this will be an opportunity at friendship, should our successes be managed.
What a novel idea. Indeed.
so probably as like everyone else leaves the tent or like the building, I'll probably stick by a little bit and come up to Tsubasa and say, well, my friend is a little rough around the edges, but I'm pretty sure in his own way he's extremely thankful for your help.
He doesn't trust easy, and I understand. The Scorpion have a reputation, of course.
Hmm. I wouldn't know
But-
about it, but
But I feel as though it runs deeper.
no, I never asked him.
Your friend might
I
have
wouldn't-
something very troubling about him. Something in his past, maybe, that causes him to to instantly distrust rather than to rely on the help of others.
Well, I'll see if I can ask him about it as we make our way to
Something. This is something you should resolve if you're traveling together. I mean, you are trusting this man, and this man may not trust you. Especially in the Shadowlands, where the land shifts, the air speaks whispers.
Well, I'll see what we can do in the meantime. Have you ever been to the Shadowlands?
Oh, I've seen it from up top the wall. Dreadful place.
Well,
Crystal.
well, thank you very much for your help and advice. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll go ahead and make my way to leave.
Togashi-san, thank you. May the spirits guide you.
All right.
I just want to make sure that I got it right. Tsubasa, right? Subasa.
That's correct.
It's TSU.
TSU.
Tsubasa.
Tsubasa. Okay.
Su.
TSU.
Okay.
Is that a Tsubasa? Is that a bird?
Like a butterfly, or I don't know, whatever.
I said it.
One
I
of
said
those
it incorrectly
shadow
to begin
puppet
with.
things.
Yeah, on
But
purpose.
I noticed that I mixed his name and Bayushi Sugai's name, which is probably very telling. Because Bayushi Sugai was the dude who assassinated the former Topaz champion and tried to kill us all. But no hard feelings for the Scorpion.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah, I was trying to do a little bit.
A Freudian slip.
Like I was trying to do a little bit of damage control. It's like,
oh, my character is gonna hold to his forced voluntary.
yeah, I know. But for me, it's like the more allies we have, even if they don't have very savory backgrounds. Well,
Oh, I had a great relationship with that the cat mask Scorpion. He was a great guy.
He was fun.
Had
I'm
I
kinda
been
sad
able to
we
make
didn't
this
get to
deal
go to
with
that
the
lunch.
Scorpion directly, I might have respected him even more. But but being volunteered to sing grand tales about him, it's like
I mean,
really,
it's
guys?
not a
We
big
needed
price
these supplies.
to pay.
And we aren't getting anywhere.
you prosecuted me for it. I get it.
It's like, okay, we just need to just get our stuff and go. So
I
this
wanted to
guy's
be like, you
one
do
help.
realize that I was trained as a musician, not as a playwright. But I was like, yeah, I'll just keep that for the.
Hey, well, he doesn't know.
Hey, I mean, you can write it down and just not be very good at being poetic.
Actually, I am pretty poetic. I can also.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
you did a good
least
job on
effort.
that in the Topaz Championship.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I really did good on.
Just regale tales, and then it's just like, and then he helped. Okay, I'm moving on.
he gathered our
I
supplies.
mean, I'll
And
write
that's all
him.
he was
I'll
using.
write him a very very nice representation. I'm not gonna renege on that. He did help us. I'm not so miserly as to not accept it. It's just I was trying to get across my character's frustration with the whole like, oh come on.
Come on.
Ugh.
The
And
dice
not only that,
rollers.
but my character's also at 9 strife right now, so I'm right on the verge of like blowing up at somebody's face.
You're just kind of like, okay, just get through this. Just get through this.
Yeah.
Just get through this.
We'll be
Okay,
we'll be
so
fine.
what's in our bag of supplies? I'm guessing it's rations
So-
and maybe some jade.
Yes. Everybody gets a finger of jade. Very important in the Shadowlands as it can stave off the rigors of taint. They can basically they'll improve your TNs versus taint, and instead of getting Shadowlands taint, the jade will absorb it and then become corrupted jade. In which case you'll just throw it out. It's done. Basically, it acts like an air filter for bad air. Only it's like bad spirit. By the way, if you become tainted in the Shadowlands, there is currently no way to get rid of that. It is a stain on your soul that you will live with for the rest of your life. And every person you talk to that knows about your taint will color their perceptions of you forever.
And no one
And
knows
some
what you
and some might directly try to kill you.
Yep.
Some might not.
How will the taint show?
It manifests in mysterious ways.
It doesn't necessarily show.
Usually, it
you're
does
more
have
tainted.
some kind of physical representation. There rarely is there a way that you have Shadowlands taint that isn't obvious or overt, and in those cases, it becomes overt if you're ever around Jade. Because
Damn,
she's overt.
Jade.
Sometimes it can be
no-
subtle, like snake eyes or fangs. Sometimes it can be very overt, like stony skin or like a deformity.
Third arm.
And sometimes
Third arm.
it's subtle
that would
unless
count as a deformity.
and sometimes it results in something called unnatural beauty, which makes you insanely hot. Hotter than you could ever imagine.
Yeah, give me some taint.
Exactly.
Burns you. In all cases, the one thing that becomes overt is if you are touched with Jade, Jade will usually glow around you, and Jade will burn you to the touch.
Yeah.
That is the one, like, even if you have something subtle, some subtle taint, the taint can be investigated. But if they don't have any reason to investigate you, so the more subtle your taint is, the less likely you are to be investigated. But then again, we are going to have to come back through Crablands. And good luck convincing them that you're not tainted.
So yes, food, water, and jade. That's what's in the supplies.
Basically 6 days worth of food, water, and
for
food and water.
6 days.
Yes. So now you can go back and see the Taisa and see what he has for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Who he has for
KMJH
us.
says, a lot about how much taint is in the Empire. Trevor says, subtle. Snake eyes and fangs? How is that subtle?
Well, if you don't open your mouth, no one's going to see that. And someone might
if you're
notice your
like
eyes.
10 feet away from someone, they're not gonna see that your pupils are vertical slits.
Exactly. A point on your ears may be subtle.
Maybe like, you know, if you had snake
'Cause you
eyes, you would
can
like wear like a blindfold
this.
and just pretend to be blind.
2
Until you
blindfolds.
need to
We are halfway there.
and then whip it out whenever you need to destroy someone.
Now that'd be cool if our dead eyes actually end up turning into like a actually working eye. It's like one slit eye, one regular eye.
Oof.
Sure, that could happen with Shadowlands taint.
That's cool.
Kakashi,
but at the
how'd you
same
get
time,
so hot?
it's like, stop looking at me.
But of course, then you can also end up looking like that alien from the Superman animated show from the 90s, where he was like this little alien, but he had 2 big eyes, and one of them
one
would
of them-
blink and talk. Like he would talk
Yeah.
out of his eyeball.
What?
Yeah, and like
I
he
don't
had 2
remember
eyes
that.
above that one specific eye. I thought that was weird. It's like
That is cool in a weird way.
His eye, his eyelids would move like a mouth and would talk. It's so cool.
That's like an eye twitch, but consistent eye twitches.
Yeah, he'd hang
I
around
have
Lobo.
a sentient eye.
yeah, and plus like you would
cool,
have like
though.
2 tinier eyeballs like right above it too. So it'd be like a little face blinking.
Exactly.
I don't know why. I don't know why that reminds me of Invader Zim with
That's okay.
Julio. The giant pimple he had on the side of his face that was like a little puppet.
Oh god. I don't remember that episode.
What? You don't remember that episode?
It's such
That
a
was
good
great.
show.
Was Julio. He would like hypnotize people with the pustule.
Oh, okay. I think I remember a little bit.
I love Invader Zim. It was one of my favorite shows.
Looking forward to the movie.
So you go
and I
see.
have an omnibus.
So you go see.
The Taisa.
The
Yeah,
wet
Hira
name.
Hachiro Taisa. and he has 4 Ronin for you, and he introduces you.
4.
Yes.
Oh, one for each of us.
There's a man named Katano, who can work as a scout. Ujitoki, who is basically he's a big muscular guy who doesn't wear a shirt.
Can you spell his name? Toshi?
Fujitoki?
Ujitoki?
Oh, Toki. Okay.
Yes. Katano,
And
Ujitoki.
he's a big, broad guy.
Yes.
He's like a meat stick. I'm going to describe him as a meat stick.
Not to be confused
or
with a
tank.
Slim Jim.
Hoshina, who is this little woman. She wears Ashigaru armor, and she carries a katana, but she also carries some Ayaguchi on her.
What's that?
They're knives.
Ah.
Nice.
And there's Doi. Doi carries the gear.
Who?
Doi?
Wait, how do you spell his name?
D-O-I? Doi?
Oh.
So doys are pack mule.
Doi carries the gear.
He is our Sherpa.
Yep.
Okay. So we got muscle, we got a scout, we got,
Knife thrower.
and we got a pack mule.
I prefer to call her Knife Hands.
Knife hand.
Hoshina Knife Hands.
I'm the knife. Cutting around. Cut.
I just hope that she's not. Never mind. I don't want to jinx it.
Now, if they ever turn or get the taint, does that mean we have to fight them too?
If they become
Maybe.
lost, maybe.
So there's a difference between being tainted and being lost. Once you get to a certain point of taint, you lose all your humanity and become a servant of Fuleng.
Okay.
And then your only drive is to serve Fuleng.
So,
But
if,
you can
if
totally be
anyone
like
were
an
to
okay
die,
person with
would
a little
would it be
taint.
preferable to burn their corpse?
Yes, and not only that, but if you die in the Shadowlands, you're almost certainly going to become, your soul is almost certainly going to become tainted. You're likely
Ew.
going to be stuck going to Jigoku and serving Fuleng in that way.
Ah, that sucks.
What a way to turn against your allies.
Even potentially worse things can happen, but there have been stories like the crab primer for Samurai on the Wall is if you die in a super honorable way, maybe it won't be so bad. So just if you die, die doing something super honorable, and that way you'll be fine.
Die being awesome.
Yeah, do
So
something
I
great.
self-destruct. Just use the fire.
There's a lot of stories of crab fighting on the wall, about to die, and then go off to like destroy a giant Oni and throw themselves into the heat of battle to try to gain some glorious end because they feel like that might save their soul in a grand heroic last gasp of victory.
Mm-hmm. No.
There's all sorts of samurai that
Was
do
that a
lion.
meow?
Yeah,
Lion-
it's my
yeah.
other cat.
There's a lot. I'm just saying. There's a lot of stories. I don't. If you're not really a crab who's been fighting on the wall, there's just a lot of stories and conjecture to go off of.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like.
But I
straight-
think every clan has that. If something happens to you that you're dishonorable, you'll try and do the most heroic thing to redeem yourself. Look at Death Seekers in the Lion.
Yeah, Lion for sure. Lion are like every Tuesday is like, oh shit, I just crossed the daimyo in the wrong way. What do I do? I'm just gonna go onto the battlefield and try to kill myself, and hopefully that'll work. I'll make up for it. There's a whole thing. Lion are crazy in the fact that anytime they have slighted themselves or brought shame upon their family, they join a legion called the Death Seekers, whose whole purpose is to show no fear on the battlefield and just go out and try to do something amazing and die. Like their whole goal is to kill themselves in an honorable way. That way they can redeem themselves.
Exactly. When Mushu dishonors them and their cow, they go they go berserk.
Yeah. They go completely berserk. Yeah, I played a couple Death Seekers. They're pretty fun.
Imagine having a Death Seeker that never, like, finds the death that they want.
There was one.
Oh,
There was one in the stories where he for some reason had this destiny that he had to fulfill, and he could never. He'd throw himself into crazy, outmatched situations where he was completely outgunned and the only person in the middle of a giant battle, and he would somehow manage to survive. And he was like, "God damn it!"
Seeking death, but
Nobody
never
ever gave him
finding
back
it.
his honor. He would do crazy, amazing stuff and like kill a whole legion of opponents or something, and just make it out barely alive. And they'd be like, "Okay, well, you're still dishonorable, so keep going."
He's like, come on.
So
He ended up marrying the Empress, though, so I mean, it's not all bad.
the Ronin will introduce themselves.
I want to hear the story behind this.
Later.
All right.
So Katano introduces himself. I am Katano. I work usually as a scout. I came to the wall in order to understand the shifting lands of the Shadowlands more. Hopefully my skills will be useful here. Though I'm still unsure about the Shadowlands. I hear that the landscape can change abruptly. I use a bow and a katana. The next man, Ujichoki. I am as strong as any crab. I'll keep you safe.
All right.
Flex.
Do you have a hammer?
My father. Oh, he has a Tetsubo. My father was a lion death seeker. But where he failed, I'll succeed. The woman bows. My name is Hoshina. My name is Hoshina.
Nice to meet you.
I'm honored to come with you to fight a Mehosukai and hopefully bring honor to you and succeed in this mission. Thank you. And then Doi says, where's your stuff? I'm Doi. Where's your stuff?
Okay. Our stuff's
Okay.
right here.
I'm glad to see that you have all joined this task. Before you agree and we set off,
Okay, good.
I want to ensure that all of you understand the danger that we are about to face.
Yeah.
And
Don't drink the water. Water's bad.
Precisely.
I like Doi.
Shadow bad.
I basically want to just give them a final opportunity to back out if they don't feel comfortable, and if they are all ready, give them a kind of a rousing speech to buoy their.
All right, make a command roll.
Okay.
What,
Rousing
like
speech, right?
Fire?
Yeah.
Fire might work, yeah.
Speech.
Void might work in this case.
Regale us.
You know, I'm gonna say this is void.
Okay.
This is a command void check. You're rousing their spirits.
Okay.
Oh, you're going for emphasis on the spirits.
Alrighty.
I would be so screwed on that roll. I only have one void.
Let's hope this is a better roll than all of my previous ones.
Sure.
I mean, like, yeah, roll 4, keep
that's not
1.
bad.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll definitely keep that explosive success. Let's see what happens there. Okay. So I'll keep the explosive success and the success with an opportunity. So that's 3 successes and 1 opportunity.
Now we're heading into the Shadowlands, but I don't want to. I don't want to give any expectations here. Some of you are going to die. Some of you are going to have your faces drip right off of your skull, and you're going to have a skeleton face for the rest of your life,
The rest of you will be tainted and also die.
and also die. And one of you, one very special one of you, will survive, but a goblin will have stolen your testicles.
And that person is Doi. Doi, I respect
Yay!
you. I respect you. I think you're gonna live, but you will not have testicles in week one.
Therefore,
Anyway.
Okay.
at least save
No, Doi
us
would be
from
like,
procreate.
Doi would be like, okay.
Okay.
I'll hold your stuff.
Let's go.
We're gonna need.
I'll say,
We have
I'm
a chipper
Hida
band.
Nozomi. Nice to meet all of you. Here's my stuff, Doi.
Okay. So you make a pretty what are you keeping out of that? You keep 3
Successes and 1 opportunity.
3 successes and 1 opportunity. You give a nice good rousing speech then. Yeah, they all seem like they have a good deal of trust in you, as apparently you're the leader. So they will get ready to go and try and do you proud.
Good. I will, first off, show them an equal amount of respect as I show everybody else in the group. I will not play any favorites, and I will also not force Doi to carry my supplies.
That's what he's there for.
You're not
I
forcing
know,
anything.
I completely understand that, but Lion make it a point to not allow others to do something for them that they can do for themselves. So in line with Akoto's leadership, my character will instead opt to carry his own stuff in order to be an example for the rest of them.
So Doi will walk up and expect you to give him your stuff. He was like,
I will say, Doi, I appreciate your resolve and your capabilities and endurance, but I must carry my own supplies so that I might test my own resolve and my own endurance.
okay. And he walks to the next person.
I'll also carry my supplies because I also want to at least keep my training.
Something
up
tells
to
me
par.
Doi isn't especially smart.
I'll help Doi
Okay.
every once in a while too, if he ever needs the help.
He says, okay. And moves off to the next person.
I love Doi already. He's the most endearing so far. I love this guy.
Hi, Shiba-san. Can I have your gear?
Hello. Yeah, here's half of my gear.
Oh, thank you.
Hmm?
Oh, he says, actually, he takes it and says, cool. He walks over to Hida Nozomi. Hello, Hida-san.
Hello, Doi.
Want me to carry your gear?
Thank you.
Cool.
I totally see that. Fajita being the most practical of us being like, yeah, no, here, hold the gear.
I'm like, yeah, I can carry it myself, but that's what this guy is here for.
Yeah, that's why we're paying him.
And he says,
I'm not carrying anything heavy.
he says,
I am.
let's go.
All right.
You all ready?
Before we head out, because my character is so like traditional and stuff like that, he pulls out the pole banner with his family mon on it that he got from the Topaz Championship, and we'll put it up on his sack and we line it up. He'll fit himself with his armor to make sure he's well suited, and then put his pack on.
Are we announcing our
The
travel?
Taisa, oh jeez.
My character's never been to the Shadowlands before, so he's seeing this as like, I gotta show my honor and resolve.
The
and
Taisa
my
leans
family-
into Nozomi. Hida Hachiro will say, do you want to tell him that we're going to be going into the tunnels underneath the wall? And that banner won't fit down there?
Nah, let's just see.
All right.
Yeah, my character, we're like, what, maybe 18 at this point. I think my character was like 17 when we started out. So he's like young and
Gung ho.
he's trying. Yeah, he's trying to be like what he's heard in myth and legend at this point.
The
Time to be mythical.
the captain will take everyone down into the wall, and he opens up a door that leads into tunnels that lead underneath the wall. And he says, "These are the tunnels beneath the Carpenter's Wall. We use these to stage raids on the Shadowlands. When they attack the wall, we can go through the tunnels, pop out behind them, and flank them, pushing them between the samurai and the wall.
Huh.
This is how we send out the scouts as well. And this is how you'll be leaving."
I look at it. I look up. I take off my pack. Pull off the Sashimono, and I'll hold the Sashimono alongside me, and like pull off the spear from my back as well, because that's probably not going to fit the hole either. And I'll hold both tightly in my arms as I go down and hunker down.
I quietly smile to myself.
And this is pretty stressful. So my character will look kind of like, take a breath and like squeeze his equipment for a second, kind of stealing himself his own resolve before he like, let's do this.
This cave down here seems well ventilated. It's got lanterns hung up so you can see all along the way.
More of a tunnel than a cave, really.
Yeah, it's a tunnel. As you emerge from the tunnels, you are greeted by a scene from a nightmare. The land before you is blasted, twisted, and wrong. Barren hills rise amid patches of fetid swamp and strands of gnarled, leafless trees. A dry, chill wind hisses around you, carrying the mournful cry of a distant something, a bird perhaps? But no bird you know utters the sound of such malice and misery. Even as you look towards the distant sound, some of the landscape ahead seems to shift and change, or you think it does, because the desolate hills and the dead corpses now seem different. Worst of all, though, is your pervasive sense of being watched, as though something malign is waiting for you to begin venturing into this hellish place and away from the safety of the wall. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on this adventure, our Cyber Samurai Saturday that we do every Saturday. We'll be back again at the same time. And hit that like button, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye!
Bye, everybody.